Hello everyone, how are you? This is Kay. Great to see you again. Welcome back to another live stream on my YouTube channel. Today is 10th of August and this is on Sunday, so I'm here to do the weekly forecast on Sunday. I cover a few Forex pairs and gold and US index, and I also cover BTC USD. So seems like the markets are bouncing on the trend lines or Kijun Sen, or there are some like a new breakouts potentially on Forex pairs. So let me cover them. But before I start, let me quickly announce that there is going to be GTS October 2025 is now open to register. There's only 3 seats left. So if you're interested to master my strategy for 3 months, then please let me know by email. And also please share your trade experience so that I can share you the next steps. And now Ichimoku Advanced community is now open. I start to share Keifu in the community as well. So if you're interested to master advanced level of Ichimoku, then this is a community. You can also see the details on the below description. So first, today, let me cover Forex pairs. I go to TradingView and let me cover Pound JPY first. Okay, see lots of comments. Thank you very much for joining, everyone. Let me cover comments after I do analysis today. So here is a Pound JPY, and the market is now heading towards the resistance zone again between 198.93 and 199.81. Previously, for the last few weeks, I have been waiting for the breakout, or I was expecting the breakout, but due to NFP in the US on Friday, August 1st, the market was sold, and it went down all the way, and it touched on the Kumo and went into the Kumo on the 4th of August, Monday. And so last Tuesday, the market touched on the Senko span A, and Wednesday went above the Kumo. And Thursday went above Tenkan-sen Kijun-sen, and now the prices stays above Tenkan-sen Kijun-sen. So this is bullish sign. The market is now at the moment bullish, and it's about to test the resistance zone again. So let's see if the market touches on 199.81. But within the resistance zone, the market can retrace anytime. So to be safer, I recommend to wait for the breakout of the zone and plan to buy. Or if you are having the proper risk management skill, then you can already enter the trade before the breakout, so that once the breakout happens, you follow the major direction, which I usually do. So for now, for the last 4 days has been bullish, and I think it continues this week. And Chikou span is now technically above the candles. It closed above the candles on Friday. And if the market goes sideways, let's say if Monday becomes a doji, for example, if there is no momentum, then Chikou span simply goes sideways, and Chikou span touches the candles, right? So in that case, this market becomes range, and it may turn bearish on the lower part of the resistance zone, which is again 198.93, and it may go down to Kumo. So in this case, what I focus is a Chikou span. Whether Chikou span touches or not is a key on the Pound JPY daily time frame. And also this market is Kumo has been flat. Now Senko span B is flat, Senko span A is flat. When it's bullish Kumo, the lower part is called Senko span B, and upper part is called Senko span A. And the area between Senko span A and B is called Kumo, or cloud in English. And I look at the thickness, or how much difference between Senko span A and B is. If the difference is wide, that means Kumo has been wide and thick. But now Kumo is a bit squeezing, and so that means the volatility is getting less and less. When Kumo is squeezing like this, most likely the market won't break the resistance. So this week, I think it tests the resistance 199.81, and once it touches, we have to be careful for the fake breakout, like on the let's see here on the 18th of July, Friday, the market seemed to be breakout, but then it closed below the resistance, and as a result, became a doji, and it didn't break that resistance. So same thing may happen this week. So make sure you wait for the candlestick to close above 199.81 and then plan to buy. I think that's safer in this case because of the Kumo shape. So here, again, we look at the Chikou span and the Kumo shape to focus on the pound JPY. And let me also check the weekly time frame. Weekly time frame is now bullish because the price is above the Tenkan-sen, above the Kumo, and the Chikou span above candles. And Kumo itself is now bullish, Kumo. So yeah, I think the price reaches 199.81 and test again this week and see if it breaks. If the market breaks the resistance level, then the target is going to be all the way up here on 208.11, and we have more than 800 pips of room to trade. That's very good. So I was waiting for the breakout in the month of July, like I did on the forecast on this YouTube and community posts, but seems like it didn't happen. So still, I think the market's gonna test the resistance this week. So let's see if it breaks or not. And on the side note, from the weekly perspective, on the week of 28th of July, the market closed below the Tenkan-sen, and last week, on the week of the 4th of August, it closed above the Tenkan-sen again. So technically, it wasn't the Tenkan-sen bounce, but soon the market came up above the Tenkan-sen, and this is a good sign for the buyer's momentum. And together with the Chikou span being above the candles, this is still bullish to me. So I'm still waiting for the breakout of that resistance level now. So for now, coming back to the daily time frame, since the trend line is no more working, I will delete this one. And I simply wait for the price to be above the resistances, or the Chikou span to be above the candlesticks. And for this one, let me also check 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame is now showing the price being above Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, and Chikou span above the candlesticks. However, Kumo is very tiny, just a newborn Kumo, baby Kumo here. So when baby Kumo happens like this, then it doesn't usually break the resistance. So ideally speaking, based on a 4-hour time frame, I prefer for this market to retrace this week and comes back to the Tenkan-sen. As Tenkan-sen goes up continuously this way, the market touches on the Tenkan-sen and bounce and goes up, let's say, on the following week. I think this is the better setup to buy and potential breakout of the new high. Otherwise, if the market continues up this way this week, because of the small, very tiny and small Kumo situation, usually it doesn't break. Or sometimes there's as we saw on the daily time frame, pin bar. In 4-hour, the body may be very tiny and there may be a pin bar, and the market may retrace this way to the Tenkan-sen. So yeah, I think Tenkan-sen bounce is something that we can also wait for in 4-hour time frame. At the bounce of the Tenkan-sen, you can also enter the market and continue holding until the market breaks the Tenkan-sen bearish. That's a Tenkan-sen bounce strategy. Ichimoku offers whether to follow either Tenkan-sen, which is the short-term participants, or Kijun-sen, which is the mid-term participants, or Senko Span B, which is the long-term participants. Which one to follow is your choice. And especially in this case, there was a Tenkan-sen bounces a few times here and here on the 6th of August and 7th of August. That's why in this case I say Tenkan-sen bounce will be the key to trade on 4-hour time frame. So it depends on the time frames whether the market touches or bounces Kijun-sen, Tenkan-sen, or Senko span AB are different. So we have to also talk about the right time frame in the market. So again, coming back to the daily time frame, that's one thing I'm looking into. Again, the Chikou span, make sure Chikou span doesn't touch the candlestick tomorrow. If the market closes above 198.93 tomorrow, then Chikou span closes above the candlestick over here from Chikou span viewpoint. And usually when that happens, then the Chikou span bounce happens. Chikou span doesn't get into the candlestick, but instead Chikou span goes on the surface of the candlesticks and goes up this way continuously. Like let's say, like previously, here was more like a Chikou span touched the candlesticks exactly, and then the Chikou span breakout exactly on this date was the start of the new bullish trend. So on the side note, let me just follow up on the Chikou span viewpoint. If I just bar replay quickly, this is not the forecast, but this is important Chikou span concept. So please let me explain quickly. So here on this date, this was 16th of June, Monday, daily time frame. Chikou span was above the candlestick technically. So this is kind of similar to what we see now on the JPY, pound JPY daily time frame. Chikou span is technically above the candlestick, but if the market goes sideways, then Chikou span touches on the wick. But in this situation, it was bullish because the market has been supported by the Kijun-sen, and Kumo thickness is much, much thicker and bigger than now. So this date, I expect the price to go up continuously. And then the market actually became bearish, and Chikou span touches the candlesticks. However, the price is above the Kijun-sen. So unless the market breaks Kijun-sen, you can still keep holding the market. Even if you buy here, you can still keep holding until it breaks the Kijun-sen bearish. So from Chikou span viewpoint, now Chikou span touched the candlestick. So if I were you, I don't enter the market at the moment until Chikou span comes above the candlesticks. So if tomorrow Chikou span comes above the candlesticks like this way, then the candlestick has to look like this way with a bullish bar and closes here. And you see the Chikou span breakout over here. I hope it makes sense because Chikou span simply is taking the close price of each candlestick and shifted 26 candles backwards. So if the candlestick closes here, then Chikou span closes above the candlestick. That means this is going to be a buyer's momentum. And from here, you can also enter buy and keep holding until the market breaks the Kijun-sen again. So that's one of the plans. And second plan is, if the market goes sideways, still the Chikou span breakout happens. This is something I mentioned in Ichimoku part 1 to 5 video series. Long time ago, I took those series of videos. And in one of these videos, I mentioned like things decay, like a wine or anything decays over time. So even if the price level looks the same, the situation becomes different. Even if you see one thing here at this moment, let's say this is in Dubai, you see the view over there in the back, every day or every season or every week, every month, even if the view is even if the landscape is the same, the view looks different, and that's the same happen in the market. So this is a beauty of Ichimoku, that it takes time aspect of the market. So let's say if the market goes sideways tomorrow, let's say if we have a doji, and then the market closes like this. Still, Chikou span breakout is not happening yet. But on the following day, even if the market goes sideways again, let's say it becomes like another doji, for example, then Chikou span breakout happens. Chikou span comes above the candlesticks. And this is the sign of the new bullish trend. From here, because this is now buyer's momentum, even if you don't see any signals to buy from the candlesticks viewpoint, Chikou span tells you that the buyers are now winning the trades, so you can follow it and you can make profits in this way. And this is exactly what happened on this fund. Next day, the Chikou span still touches, but here we have another Kijun Sen bounce, right? Another Kijun Sen bounce. The price did not close below Kijun Sen. And on the next day, Kijun Sen bounce happened. The market closed above the Tenkan Sen as well, and Chikou span comes above the candlestick, and this is a perfect sign to buy. And you keep holding until it gets below Kijun Sen again. So this is a typical Ichimoku strategy that you can also follow. But so coming back to today's candlestick, this is looking similar now. Chikou span will touch the candlestick tomorrow and the day after. So if that's the case, you better wait for the Chikou span to be above the candlesticks. Or you simply wait for the price to break the resistances and buy. Then you see the Chikou span comes above the candlesticks for sure, and that will be the timing to buy as well. So we have lots of insights from the Chikou span only, and Ichimoku at a glance, you can actually see exactly what's happening at the moment. And we are not here to predict the future, but we're here to understand what has been happening in the market and where it's at right now. Then we can create the plans to the future. And that's the beauty of Ichimoku. So that was pound JPY analysis. So unlike the previous example, now Kumo is very flat and thin, right? So that means I don't think the market breaks the resistance soon, unlike previous example. So okay, let me check gold now. I go to commodity and XAUUSD gold, and this is a daily time frame. First, let me cover weekly time frame. So I think I mentioned this one last week as well. I said this is bullish on the weekly time frame because the market has been above the Tenkan Sen and it has been supported by the Tenkan Sen. Last week, the market closed above the Tenkan Sen, and we have the thicker and bigger Kumo bullish and Kijun Sen up and the Chikou span above candles. So I don't see any sign of the retracement yet. If you only look at the price action, maybe you see the potential like a retracement, or you may think the market gonna reverse because the market has been up all the way this way and now it's kind of ranging. So seems like it's gonna be downtrending soon, maybe, because this is all-time high and you may think this is overbought or it may not go up anymore. But with the help of Ichimoku, you know that this is not overbought because the price has been above the Kijun Sen and the Chikou span has been above the candles, and plus the Kumo thickness is there. If the Kumo thin, meaning the area between Senko span A and B is narrow, then I say it's overbought. You never want to buy in that case. But because of the Kumo thickness, we can see that the buyer's volume is much bigger than seller's volume. So that's why my view is bullish since last week and since 2 weeks ago. And last week continued bullish. And so this is bullish to me. And with that in mind, if you look at the daily time frame, it has been ranging now. The market has been up and down. It's been simply ranging. So at the moment, it looks like the market is heading towards the resistance, which is 3437.53. That's our initial target. And see if it breaks bullish or not. Right. And from Chikou span viewpoint, Chikou span has been above the candles now. So this is now bullish until Chikou span touches the candlesticks again. So Chikou span breakout happened exactly on this date. On Friday 1st, last Friday, the Chikou span closed above the candlesticks. And Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday was a little bit bearish, but still the price was above the Kijun Sen, Chikou span above candle, so it's bullish. And Thursday continued bullish, broke the previous highs, and Friday closed with the pin bar now. So I think the price heads towards 3437.53. And this is range. So once the market touches the resistance, let's see if it breaks or not. If you have read my Ichimoku Basic Master Book, or if you are the member of Ichimoku Basic Community, Advanced Community, then you know whether it breaks or not. But for now, it's ranging. So if you are not familiar with the risk management or Ichimoku insights, then it's better to wait for the breakout. Or you enter the market buy on Monday and exit when the market reaches 3437.53, and you re-enter the market once it breaks the resistance. That also works. But for me, I prefer to go in the market before the breakout happens, so that once it breaks, I can run more profits. If it reverses, I just exit with a small loss. So that's my strategy usually. But yeah, now the price is above Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen. So initially the target is there, 3437.53. And see if it breaks. That's XAU-USD gold analysis. Okay, so now let me go to BTC. Before that, let me cover indices. First, I cover Nasdaq, and then let me cover Nifty 50 chart. So here is Nasdaq. Nasdaq is now bullish. This is daily time frame. Let me cover weekly first. And hold on, let me see. The light is now becoming very bright because outside is now getting darker. So let me adjust the lighting quickly. Okay, so here is the weekly time frame. Nasdaq. This is bullish now. The price is above the Tenkan Sen, and Kijun Sen is flat now, but the Chikou span is above the candles, and Kumo has been bullish. So there's no sign of the retracement. I think the price is going to reach 24,000, the next all-time high within the week. And daily time frame is also showing bullish. The price is above Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen, and the Kumo and the Chikou span above the candlesticks. It's about to renew higher, the previous high on 23,712, and it's going to 24,000, likely to reach or break that level this week. So in this case, I don't really see any retracement sign yet. It's bullish completely. And also let me cover Nifty 50 chart. So here is a Nifty weekly time frame. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Let me just get this. I got too many lines. Okay, so here's Nifty chart weekly time frame. The price is now, this is going down. It broke the Tenkan Sen, and it's going down to Kijun Sen, seems like. Chikou span has been above the candles, but now Chikou span below the Kijun Sen, which is indicating the retracement. And Kumo itself is bullish, but the Senko span A is now going down. So this is bearish. In the short term, it's bearish. Long term, there's no direction. So this is downtrending in the short term, and then let's check the daily time frame. So daily time frame is now showing the price broke the previous support level, which is 24,464. And it's below the Kumo twist bearish. So this is now downtrending. So this is very risky to buy at this moment. The price may drop down to the swing low, 23,942, or it can go down all the way to 23,224. So the forecast at the moment is now bearish. The price has been also below the Tenkan-sen. There was a Tenkan-sen bounce happened over here on the 31st of July. And since then it has been bearish. So if you can sell the market, then you keep holding until it breaks the Tenkan-sen bullish. So in this case, you can never buy the market. It'll be against the major direction. If you buy from here, you may think the price is dropping down and there's a kind of support level here. So you may think it's a good time to buy, but actually it's not. Ichimoku, as per Ichimoku trend follow analysis, this is downtrend. So sell is the right direction. You never know how far the market goes down from here. Okay, and let me finally cover cryptos BTC USD. From the weekly perspective, it's bullish since the price has been above Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, and Kumo, and Chikou span above the candlesticks. This is also something I also mention like every Sunday. As long as price is above Tenkan-sen, it's bullish, and it may break the new high. But if the price breaks the Tenkan-sen bearish, then it may come down to the previous support or the Kijun-sen. Well, in this case, Kijun-sen becomes the target. So it'll be down here on 98,831. If the market breaks the weekly Tenkan-sen, which is 110,788. So for now, it has been ranging for the last few days or few weeks, but still it's bullish. It may reach the next run number, which is 130,000. And now let me check the daily time frame. Daily time frame is now range. Again, Chikou span touching. So in this case, you can wait for the Chikou span to be above the candlesticks to buy. If the market comes to here, if the market, let's say, becomes range, there is a resistance level here too. So let's say if the market is going to be resisted on around 120.15, it becomes range like this way. And then in 1 to 3 days, Chikou span will be above the candlesticks, right? Because Chikou span at the moment is here. And if the market closes here and here, and also here in 3 days, Chikou span becomes free from the candlesticks. And Chikou span is above the Tenkan-sen, the blue Tenkan-sen. So this could be the sign of the new bullish trend. So let's monitor the market for 3 days until let's see, 1 to 3 days until Wednesday. If Wednesday or Thursday, when the market's near 120.15, and then the Chikou span will be above the candlesticks and could be the sign of the new bullish trend. So here Chikou span works really well in this situation for the potential breakout direction. So that was my overall analysis for today. So now let me check some comments. Again, good to see you everyone. Thanks so much for joining today. It's 10th of August on Sunday. And I hope you're having a great weekend so far. Okay, Kendan and Axie, thanks for joining. All right. And Ichimoku Trader and Nogi, good to see you. Tony Gold, thanks for joining as well. Good to see you. Yes. Okay. Now Nogi says, where is the chat? Oh, there you go. Okay. Question. In last video, you mentioned that you are experimenting with non-trending market entries. Does this mean non-trending on higher time frame, middle time frame, non-trending on a higher time frame only, but trending on the mid time frame? This is completely different from KTS. KTS focuses on the trend follow strategy, but this non-trending strategy is basically based on, for example, like this one, Chikou span breakout, or the Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen bounces, or Chikou span divergence, or the forecast lines, Kyushu Ashi, or time cycles, those Ichimoku teachings, original. Then I enter, exit the market. So this is completely different from higher time frame, middle time frame concepts. And I share these strategies in Ichimoku Advanced Community. Okay, Ichimoku Trader says, in an old video, you talk about the distance between candles and the Kumo, and in case where the distance between the candles and it's large, and in this case, Kumo thickness is not important. Kumo thickness is also important. It is important. Plus, together with the candlesticks being above or below the Tenkan-sen or Kijun-sen, or Chikou span being above the candlesticks below or above is also important. Yes. Okay, Daniel, good to see you. Okay, he's got also a question. USJPY, the daily is bullish, and we have a Kijun-sen bounce in 4 hour is bearish, but 1 hour is bullish again. Would you go long or wait for the 4 hour to align? Okay, for that, I have to check the market because it depends on the situation. So let me go to USDJPY. And okay, daily is bullish. Daily is, yeah, now it's a bit ranging, but it's a bullish momentum here, yes. And we have Kijun-sen bounce in 4 hour bearish, okay. Yeah, Kijun-sen bounce in daily time frame, right? Yes. And 4 hours bearish. Let me see, 4 hour. Okay, to me, 4 hour is not bearish. This is not bearish. And 1 hour is bullish again. Let me see. 1 hour is bullish momentum. Yes. So in this case, I enter trade buy. I buy the market and follow the daily time frame. 1 hour is becoming a bit choppy. There was actually double bottom neckline breakout over here. So this will be the exit timing. If the market breaks here, this is one of the exit timings. But if you buy now, then you follow and see if the market goes bullish. And because 4 hours is not down, this is okay market to enter the trade. Now Chikou span above candles too, so it's not a bearish momentum. Okay, CSM, good to see you. Thanks for joining. Okay, Lonely Trader, good to see you too. And Gan, JKA, good to see you. Miramore, good to see you too. All right, Alex says, how do we get out of drawdown if not using KTS? There are many ways to avoid the drawdowns, but the very first thing you have to mention is about the risk management. If you do the proper risk management, whether it's a KTS or not, it works. Okay, Gian says, when both Kijun-sen and Tenkan-sen parallels are similarly, Kumo also flat. As per Kumo bounce strategy, is it good to buy bullish can sell or not? So when, let's say, both Kijun-sen and Tenkan-sen parallel, okay, similarly, Kumo also flat. As per Kumo bounce strategy, I need to check the chart. I want to see the chart example and see exactly how it looks like, because I also want to check the Chikou span and the Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen location, how thick or flat the Kumo is. I want to check that in detail, so I cannot answer this question. Okay. Yeah, it's really, but if I just imagine that situation, if the Kumo is thick and big and bounces, then you can follow. You can trust the Kumo bounce. Okay, Deepak, good to see you. Okay, Daniel says, you clouds still use the trend line. you could still use the trend line in pound JPY as a resistance now instead of support. You mean the previous trend line, you mean? Yeah. I was drawing the trend line like this way. And I think the question is whether it works as a future resistance like this, right? Yeah, it may work like this way, but now I prefer to see the markets based on Ichimoku lines in the price actions than the ascending trend line anymore. So yeah, that's why I took it out. I use the ascending trend line to check the bounces, but in this case, yes, the market may be resisted and retrace this way, but first of all, the line is a bit steep, and second of all, it's let's see, yeah. In this case, this is near the resistance. So if I keep the trend line, then it may be a bit confusing. So I prefer to delete it and simply check the markets based on the 5 lines and time cycles and the candlestick patterns here near the resistance to see if there's a potential breakout or not. Okay. Yeah, so my recommendation to everyone is not to keep the lines too much. If it's bullish direction, then keep the lines towards the bullish side. You don't need support levels like this or this, right? Because it's bullish. You don't need these support levels. But once the market starts to go bearish, let's say if the market breaks the Kumo bearish, then you start to draw the lines on the downside, like this. And you don't need the resistances anymore. So when you see my lines are above the candlesticks, that means my view is bullish. When the lines are below the candlestick, that means my view is bearish. Okay, Max says, hi Kei-san, I'm still waiting for your gold trade strategy. Yes, I will mention that. Yes, yes. In KTS Master community and Ichimoku Advanced community, I will mention that. So please wait for that. Okay. Joshua, good to see you. And Hunting Pips, did you enter trade? Did you ever try to trade without any indicators and be profitable using support and the resistances? Yes, I have. Yeah, I have been actually backtesting without Ichimoku these days actually, based on the candlestick patterns, which is called Keifu. Keifu is Ichimoku original candlestick patterns, and I start to share this in Ichimoku Advanced community. But I have been practicing or experimenting, I would say, these patterns with the lines. And after I try these trades, I show Ichimoku 5 lines and see if I can be more accurate on the trades. But for me, before I start to use Ichimoku, I mastered the price action. And so Ichimoku is kind of supportive lines to me on top of the candlesticks patterns. So candlestick patterns or the lines and candlesticks as basics knowledge, I've added Ichimoku on top of it. Then Ichimoku made much more sense to me. Before, Ichimoku was first. I started to learn Ichimoku first, but it was difficult to grasp the concept. Then I learned the candlestick patterns from Sakata Goho original. I have the books of Sakata Goho, I learned it, and then Ichimoku made much more sense to me. So yeah, simply you don't need any indicators to trade or to make profits. If you ask me to trade only by the price actions, I'm sure I can make profits, but I like Ichimoku. I like Ichimoku concept. I'm so impressed and I'm so influenced by Ichimoku philosophy and the mindset, and that's why, as also the reminder, I'm using Ichimoku 5 lines. And Ichimoku 5 lines do give me different viewpoint from the candlesticks. That's why I also use Ichimoku. Yes. let me see. Miramore, please kindly include Nasdaq. I have covered already Nasdaq, so please review the archive. Can you cover XRP USD? Okay, let me see. XRP is what is it? Commodity? No, it's crypto. Is it Ripple? Oh yeah, this one. XRP USD from the weekly time frame perspective, it's bullish now. The Chikou span is now above the candles. The price is above Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, and Kumo is bullish, so it's up. There was a Tenkan-sen bounce on the week of the 28th of July, and now it's closing with a bullish bar as a bounce. So yes, this market is now bullish. It may break new high on this one. Okay, hello Sam, good to see you. Okay. Hunting Pips, why did you move out from Burj Khalifa? Yeah, because no, rent was okay, but I stayed there for 3 years and I thought it's enough. I wanted to move out and experience new lifestyle, and that's why. Now I'm staying in a hotel residence and I'm so much satisfied. They clean the bed, they clean the room every day, they wash dishes, and every time, I feel thankful to them. So that's my another lifestyle now. I feel much more comfortable in this lifestyle. But in the future, you never know. I may come back to Burj Khalifa again, or I may go to some other places. Maybe I stay in the beach area maybe, or some other places. So you will see. Yeah, for me, if I experience something 3 years, then I think I feel enough and I want to try something new. So yeah, I can have more choices, so why not? Okay, Nuno, yeah, good to see you again. Yes, USDJPY bullish, yeah, that's bullish, yes. Free Wizard, hello, you showed what happened, but where are the recommendations for what will happen? That's the question. What will happen can be based on the scenario. So that's why I have creating the scenarios and sharing these future potential market movements by this live stream. Yeah, Ichimoku is not here to predict the future. So like in this one, I say Kijun-sen, Tenkan-sen bounce is happening, so it's bullish to me. That's my comment. Okay, okay, let's see. Okay, let me check some more comments now. Okay, let's see. Tomato says, hi Master, are there any plans to release a new strategy for stock traders this year besides KTS? Yes, yes, it's going to be covered in Ichimoku Advanced Community. So now, this is on the side note, besides analysis, besides knowledge. This is my personal interest that I have my own system called KTS, K's Trading Strategy, which is the trend follow strategy. And you see my performance every month. But on top of that one, since I can trade and I can make profits on that one, it's guaranteed profits by KTS. Now I want to try something new, experiment something new. And this is based on the time cycles, Ichimoku original strategies. So Ichimoku was originally created to trade stock markets or indices. And now I'm starting to apply these strategies on these markets besides Forex. So for me, Forex has been my field. I have been trading Forex for more than 10 years. So I know how they behave. I have so much experience in Forex pairs. And I know Forex pairs usually don't trend on the weekly or the monthly time frames. But other markets like stock markets, indices, or some commodities are trending on the monthly, weekly basis. So time frames are different and the concepts are different. And what influences affects the markets totally different from Forex. So I am also using KTS, but at the same time, I am now experimenting those strategies. And I also started to trade with these strategies. And these are actually shared in Ichimoku Advanced Community. And so as I trade, as I do analysis, actually before this Sunday's weekly forecast, I do Ichimoku Advanced Forecast. And on that, I share time cycles and Kyushu Ashi, future Henkabi, future price level, and trend reverse, trend acceleration, or the forecast lines breakout strategies. So yeah, these are more for the stocks and indices, and I start to share these as well. Yes. So yeah, for KTS, you know, I don't need any effort to make profits anymore. Even I spend only 2 minutes, 3 minutes, times 3 per day, times 5 per day. I scan the markets every day, 3 times, 5 times. Each time I only spend 2 minutes or so. If there's no trends, I don't monitor even. So I have lots of time to invest on these other strategies to me. Okay, yeah. So that was that's something I wanted to experiment more in this year. So we have lots of strategies, but you don't need lots of strategies to trade. If you are curious, if you're more interested, then of course you can learn. But the first priority is to, I think, make profits. Okay. Yeah, let me check some more comments now. Daniel, you're welcome. Okay, Jonas, Euro USD. Let me see. Euro USD on the weekly perspective is bullish. Price has been supported by the Tenkan Sen. And last Friday, the market closed above the Tenkan Sen, so it's bullish now. Chikou span above candles too. And Kumo is getting thicker and bigger, so I think the price heads towards 1.1909. That's my analysis. Sorry, I think I shared something wrong. Patel says, do you have a Ichimoku playbook? No, I don't. Let me see. Trading Guru K, did your wife move back to Japan? No. Okay, let me check. Frederico, you're welcome. He says, thanks, Master, as always, for your weekly analysis. I recommend truly everyone to join Ichimoku Basic course by Master K and have an overall understanding of this amazing system. Yeah, thank you very much for the comment. Ichimoku Basic Community is actually to master the 5 lines of Ichimoku. And you may think 5 lines is like basics, but actually it's not. It's a different level. Basics and advanced are 2 different things, but I go deeper in Ichimoku Basic Community, and I go also deeper in Ichimoku Advanced Community. So it depends on which one you want to learn. You can join either community. And if you join Ichimoku Advanced Community, then you can have access to Ichimoku Basic Community too. So that's how I set up my communities these days. Kant says, if you see buy opportunity, do you wait highest resistance? No, I don't. I mean breakout. I don't wait for the breakout of the resistance. I prefer to enter the market before the breakout of the resistance with the risk management, so that once a break happens, then I can make profits. And if the market resisted retrace, then I just exit quickly. But based on my strategy, I know which market potentially breaks, which market doesn't break. So it depends on how strong the resistances are and how Ichimoku 5 lines are looking. I decide whether I enter or not before the resistance breakout. So this is different or almost opposite from what usually the book says. Usually the book says you wait for the resistance breakout and you enter trade at the time of the breakout or retracement, and buy here, right? This is typical like textbook, but this won't happen usually. Sometimes after the breakout, the market just goes and goes up like this way. Or after the entry at the time of the breakout, the market retraces and becomes a fake breakout. Or even if you buy here, the market may be double top, then it may retrace also, right? So I don't usually enter trades based on these theories. Yeah. Okay, Federico says, practice a lot with backtesting, read many and many times the archive videos and books, and then move to advanced course. That is something beyond, and I'm truly impressed always. Thanks to Master K. You're welcome. Thank you so much for the comment, Federico. In Ichimoku Advanced Community, it's more like it's a deeper and more knowledges, more wisdom from the Ichimoku source. And soon I will start to share how Ichimoku was originally introduced and how he explained the original charts. I will also share that in that community so that you know how originally it was taught, and it may also inspire you more from Ichimoku viewpoint. So far, I have been only sharing Ichimoku knowledge through my understanding, through my experience, of course through those original books as well, but the filter is more like myself. But in that Ichimoku Advanced Community, I want to share more closer to the original source. So you get the feeling of like how it was originally taught and shared and how he explained the markets. And I'm sure it will confuse you. I'm sure it will confuse you because it's not easy to understand. It's not easy to digest. Sometimes it's like he says some things like indirectly, and he implies the knowledges without saying it. He guides us to see it, and it may take time to digest. But after you have some experience in trading, I'm sure you will start to understand it better. So in this YouTube, I'm more simplifying the analysis, simplifying the explanations. So this is kind of on the surface level, KTS as well, because the purpose to do YouTube is to really share more knowledges and share more examples in live market and check more comments. This is more like communication for me between myself and the viewers. So yeah, it's a different level. When you really read the Ichimoku original books, you'll be impressed how deep and how significant Ichimoku works. Okay, let me cover a few comments and then I finish the live stream. China says USD Swiss franc bullish. Let me see. USD Swiss franc is okay here. USD Swiss franc is bearish. This is downtrend. It has been resisted by the Tenkan-sen. Last week, the market closed above the Tenkan-sen, but the Chikou span has been below the candles, and Kumo has been thicker and bigger. Kijun-sen is down, so this is downtrend. So I think when you say it's bullish, maybe you're seeing like 5 or 15 or maybe 1 hour in a very short term. But overall is downtrend. So I look for sell opportunity than buy on this one. Okay, let me see. O says, Master, what significance do you think it has if we, like me, connect my charts to the time in Central Europe, others maybe to New York? Does it have any significance that we see different candles? No, we see exactly the same candlestick, depending, no matter which time zone you are. But depends on the brokers, the candlesticks may look different. Like I'm using FXCM for the source. If you look at here, I always use FXCM as a source of the chart. But there are so many like options. If you want to, let's say, USD Swiss franc, then you have so many brokers to choose for the source of the candlesticks. It depends on the brokers. Some brokers may offer some different candlesticks, but time zone won't make any differences. Okay. All right. So I think that's about it for today. So yeah, good to see you. It was nice talking to you and nice chatting with you through the comments. I always enjoy reading and responding those comments. So thank you always for your support and for your participants. And I wish to see you again soon. So until I see you next time, please stay healthy, stay safe, and stay gold. Okay, bye for now, everyone. またね. Thank you very much.